you very much. It's great to be in Havana. And this song is dedicated to all those people who struggle to make the world a better place. And it's called Daughters and Sons. They wouldn't hear your music and they pulled your paintings down. And they wouldn't read your writing and they banned you from the town. But they couldn't stop you dreaming and the victory you have won. For you sow the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. Your weary smile, it proudly hides the chain marks on your hands, while you boldly try to realize the dreams of every man. And though your body's bent into a victory you have won, for you sow the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons. Well, I don't know your religion, but one day I heard you pray for a world where everyone could work and children they could play. And though you've never had your share of the fruits that you have won, you sow the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons. Well, they taunted you in Belfast, they tortured you in Spain, and in that Warsaw ghetto they tied you up in chains. In Vietnam and Chile, where they came with tanks and guns, it's there you sow the seeds of peace in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. It's there you sow the seeds of peace in your daughters and your sons. And now your music's playing and your writing's on the wall, and all the dreams you painted can be seen by one and all. And now you've got them thinking and the future's just begun, for you sow the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. In your daughters and your sons. You sow the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. You start playing. Well, there were three dance tunes called reels, and the first two were very old, and the last one was composed by Billy McComiskey, our great accordion player. There was a dance and a tune named after her. She was so famous, called Kitty O'Neill's Champion Jig. And it's never been performed on a stage in Havana until now. Niall O'Leary is going to dance Kitty O'Neill's sand dance, and Athena is going to play for him. Niall is a very Niall is a very useful man to have around the house. Well, there's a wonderful group of local dancers here, and Niall spent a couple of hours with them today. And it's amazing for us to come down here to Havana and learn that on the stage are going to appear with us these wonderfully distinguished dancers who learn to do Irish dancing in just a couple of hours. And now there's a dance group called the Alma Mater Dance Group from the University of Havana. Please make them welcome to Dance a Slip Jig. Well, when the Irish arrived in America, we not only took the lowest paying jobs and the hardest work, but we lived in the worst housing in the American cities. But they were very animated neighborhoods, and we met people we would never have met back in the home country, new neighbors in urban America. This is one of those songs written by a man called Ned Harrigan in New York City, and he called the song McNally's Row of Flats. Down in Bottle Alley lived Timothy McNally, a decent politician and a gentleman at that. Beloved by all the neighbors, the gossoons and the babies that occupy the building called McNally's Row of Flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, Chinese and Africans and a paradise for rats, all jumbled up together in the snow and rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's Row of Flats. That great conglomeration of men from every nation, the power of Babylonium, it couldn't equal that. A peculiar institution where the brogues without dilution rattled on together in McNally's Row of Flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, Chinese and Africans and a paradise for rats, all jumbled up together in the snow and rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's Row of Flats. Bags of rags and papers, tramps and other slavers, Italian lazzaronis and lots of hungry cats, lying on the benches and dying there by inches from the open ventilation in McNally's Row of Flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, Chinese and Africans and the paradise for rats, all jumbled up together in the snow and rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's Row of Flats. It never was expected that the rent would be collected. They levied on the furniture, the bedding and the slats, and it's then you'd see the rally as they battled down the alley, evicted from the building called McNally's Row of Flats. And it's Ireland and Italy, Jerusalem and Germany, Chinese and Africans and the paradise for rats, all jumbled up together in the snow and rainy weather. They constitute the tenants in McNally's Row of Flats. Well, we'd now like to invite up on stage to join us a man who's a great friend of ours. And this man to my right is called Lenwood Sloane, and he's Irish and African American.
Now, this next song is about a master who abuses his slaves. When I was young, I used to wait on master and hand him his plate. I'd pour his drink when he was dry and swat away the blue-tailed fly. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away. One day my master took a ride. I ran by the horse along his side. I took my fan so I could try to brush away the blue-tailed fly. Jimmy crack corn, but I don't care. Jimmy crack corn, but I don't care. Jimmy crack corn, but I don't care. The master's gone away. The flies swelled up, they bit the horse. That day it took a different course. The horse reared up and threw the man. Upon my master's head he lands. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away. We buried the master yesterday. A crowd came up along the way. They cried and cried for that dear boy. Our tears were really tears of joy. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away. Crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away.
I rode a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. I rode a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Well, the boatman laugh, the boatman sing, the boatman up to everything. And when the boatman gets on shore, he spends his cash and he works for more. Dance the boatman dance. Dance the boatman dance, oh dance all night till the broad daylight and go home with the girls in the morning. I rode a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. I rode a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Well, the oyster boat should stick to the shore, the fishing smack should venture more. The schooner sails before the wind, the steamboat leaves the street behind. Oh, dance the boatman dance, dance the boatman dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight and go home with the girls in the morning. I row a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. I rowed a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Well, I went ashore the other day to see what the boatmen had to say, and there I let my passion loose. They put me in the calaboose. Oh, dance the boatman dance, dance the boatman dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight and go home with the girls in the morning. I row a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. I row a boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. Now when you go to the boatman's ball, dance with my wife or don't dance at all. Sky blue jacket and tar, pole and hat, look out, me boys, for the nine-tailed cat. Dance the boatman dance the boatman dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight, and go home with the girls in the morning. High road, a boatman row, float down the river on the Ohio. High road, a boatman row, float down the river on the Ohio. Well, the boatman is a thrifty man, there's none can do as the boatman can. Never did I see a pretty girl in my life, but that she was the boatman's wife. Dance the boatman dance the boatman dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight, and go home with the girls in the morning. High road, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. High road, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. High road, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. High road, the boatman row, floating down the river on the Ohio. We've been very fortunate in our few days here in Havana to meet some wonderful artists, some musicians and dancers and singers. And some of them you've seen on stage already tonight. A few nights ago we went to the Opera della Calle and it was absolutely fantastic. We really loved it. And we invited 5 of the wonderful singers we met there that night to join us tonight.
Ladies, please join me. Just toils and snares I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, how when we've been gone 10,000 years, bright shining in the stars, we'll still have grace because God's grace has brought us here thus far. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Thank you.
Well, we're coming up on our final set of tunes here for the night, and we're going to be joined by some other friends that we met along the way here in Havana. You've seen some of them already. We'd like to thank everybody for organizing this concert, everybody involved, all the artists who came here, and particularly we'd like to thank you all for coming along tonight. Thank you very much indeed, making us welcome. And in particular, we'd like to thank one man who made this all possible. He's been a friend of mine for 20 years, been for over 30 years, and we worked together in Vietnam in trying to restore, John's trying to restore diplomatic relations. And for the last 20 years, he's been working tirelessly to do his bit in trying to restore normal travel relationships between the United States and Cuba. Please thank for us John McAuliffe. Maybe John, if you're anywhere around,
Por
come up
favor,
and take a bow.
agradecemos a nuestro gran
Mr.
amigo
John McAuliffe.
John McAuliffe.
The man who made
Muchas
all this
gracias,
possible.
John.